The fourth lab that you're going to teach is called Seaweed, Caviar, and Instant Worms. It's a fun lab. You need a cup of water, you need some alginate, which is brown seaweed that's been ground up and liquefied, a salt called calcium calcium chloride, and an eyedropper and a spoon. Now the reason why it's called Seaweed Caviar is because a kid who was working in New York City as in a fancy restaurant as an assistant to the chef, and also studying chemistry at New York University, came up with this brilliant idea for a dessert. He took brown alginate, which is fairly clear, it's got sort of a yellow quality to it, and he added strawberry puree to it, which is edible. So we don't have strawberry puree, but we do have red food coloring. So you can dye your alginate red or yellow or blue or whatever color you want. Now the interesting thing is that alginate is a liquid, but if you introduce it to a salt solution, it instantly forms a polymer skin, kind of like a hot dog. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take the cap off of your calcium chloride. These little pellets are round, and if they're a little hydrated, they squish together. You can just mush them with your fingers. And you pour the pellets into the water, and then you're going to dissolve them just by using the spoon and stirring. Now, when you do that, you're going to separate the calcium and the chloride into their ionic components, positive and negative ions, and that's going to give them the ability to react with the alginate. Now, the reason it's called caviar is because what this kid did was he took a big syringe, we're going to use an eyedropper, he dropped droplets of the alginate with the strawberry mixed into the solution, and you can see right away that it forms little round spheres. And if you're familiar with caviar, it looks exactly like caviar, and tastes better too, probably. So what they did is they took a big fresh brownie, put a dollop of whipped cream on top of it, and then sprinkled strawberry caviar on top of the whipped cream, and they won the $50,000 first place prize that was being offered in the competition in New York City. Now, the caviar can be fished out using your spoon, and you can see that it forms little eggs. And where the worm part comes in is if you don't use an eyedropper but you just pour, the alginate forms a big gloppy worm almost instantly as it hits the water. You can see it floating there. And then if you pull it out, there is your seaweed worm. So you can have seaweed caviar, you can have seaweed worms. You can put maple syrup, you can put blueberry jam, you can put fresh mangoes, whatever you want to mix with the alginate. It is edible. Brown alginate is what they wrap around sushi. That's that seaweed that goes around the outside of a sushi roll. So it's perfectly safe to eat. So you can learn about polymers, you can get some creative ideas for your next dinner meal, and learn a little chemistry at the same time.